Blog Talk Radio.
Today's episode of Video Marketing Madness is made possible by Vid Summit 2014. Head on over to good old Los Angeles to meet all of the top YouTube and video marketing specialists such as Daryl Eves and, well, me for one. That'll be kind of fun, right?
That'll be fun.
Steve will be there as well.
I'm rooming with Ray. We've got separate beds, though.
Kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've also got folks like Gideon Showlick will be there, David Walsh, all sorts of awesome video and YouTube marketing specialists there to help you learn more about video marketing. And that is on October 9th through the 11th in Los Angeles. If you want to learn more, get more of the details, head on over to vidsummit.com/Ray. There you go. Nice and easy.
That's easy to remember. Who's on the show today?
Well, today we've got a very special guest from all the way across the pond, as they say. We've got Paul McGregor live from the United Kingdom.
How are
Paul's
you?
going to be here to talk about his new course, Traffic Authority, and how to get YouTube celebrities to make money for you, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, we're good, Paul. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just it's kind of the evening time here in the UK. So
Well,
kind of
here's something that'll wake you up here, right here.
oh, there we go.
Video guy, his skill is where it's at. Even if he's a little fat, he's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.
It's the online marketing radio show, Video Marketing Madness with Ray the Video Guy. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness. Get plenty of useful tips and news of the week. We're live Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can join the conversation at 818-369-1423. Ray's video marketing tip of the week coming up at the end of the show. And as Ray says, Paul McGregor, live from the United Kingdom. His new course is Traffic Authority, how to get YouTube celebrities to make money for you. Hey, Paul.
How are you?
Oh, good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we already kind of did the niceties, but you can never be too nice, so, you know.
Always friendly here in the UK.
Yeah.
Always friendly.
Yeah, well, we're always friendly in Nebraska and Utah.
Well, actually, you know, Utah was just named the happiest place in America yesterday, so.
Oh, really? I'll have to come visit.
There you go. Don't know why we're so happy, but apparently we're very happy here. It must be because it's raining this year.
Okay. Well, we're definitely not happy in the UK with the rain. We're the opposite. We don't
really?
like the rain.
You've been in a drought?
I mean, we get about 3 days of summer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah, okay. What am I saying? You're in a...
It's getting worse and worse every year as well. So.
Yeah, we're a pretty happy state, although we have an American football team called the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Okay, there's the college team, and they're you know, they get national recognition and national ranking, and since it's the only thing we got here, you know, we're happy if they're in the fall. We're happy if they win, and we're in mourning that week if they lose. So we have a tendency to take it a little too seriously now. But anyhow, well, you know what? I tell you what. Let's why don't we go ahead and get into news of the week. News of the week. Okay, this comes from Search Engine Land, searchengineland.com. Google targets sites using private blog networks with manual action ranking penalties. Unconfirmed report shows signs of massive Google penalty for utilizing private blog networks, which I think we've all been seeing, you know, but or all been hearing. That's probably a better way to put it. But Google has reportedly taken action on sites participating in private blog networks known as PBNs on September 18th. So what that was this week, Monday. Google sent out widespread manual action notices via Google Webmaster Tools to these sites for thin content spam. Private blog networks are generally groups of blogs or sites often controlled by one publisher with the goal of building up links within the network as a way to help particular content rank better in Google. They're not really private from Google or the public. They can be seen, but the private name seems to come out of the idea they aren't really meant for public visitors. You know, they're just generating links, okay? Let's see.
Yes.
Those who run PBNs are not convinced this is the end for their networks. Let's see. Alex from a PBN wrote in Black Hat Forum that he doesn't believe the end of PBMs is somewhat near, but he did admit the current wave of PBN de-indexing. They're getting de-indexed. De-indexification? I guess that's what it is.
De-indexification.
Easy for me to say. He still thinks quality PBMs have a shot, but clearly PBMs are something Google is not a fan of. What do you guys think?
Well, you know, I mean, honestly, the issue is this. One, obviously, if you're doing the PBN, you're purposely trying to manipulate things. I mean, there's no question about that, which is not really a great thing to do in some ways. It can be effective, but that doesn't make it a great thing. You know, the atomic bomb is effective, but I don't want one of those either. So, but the thing with the PBNs is, I agree with him that they're probably not over yet because, you know, if it's done, and I don't want to say correctly because that's not the right word, but if it's done in a way that it's supposed to be intended to be done, for good or bad, it's not going to be easily detected. So I agree with him. It's probably not going to go away. It's still not, you know, necessarily the right thing to be doing, but I agree with him. You know, if there's no way to trace that it's part of the same network, then it probably will go on. It's just going to be you're going to have to do a lot more work and be in the shadows, because basically what you're doing is, you know, you're buying domains and hosting them on different things under different names, making sure you're blocking your name, you know. So you're basically just shadow building these sites and linking between them and hoping that there's no trail. But of course, if you do that, you know, 10 times, well, they're going to see, you know, eventually there's going to be some sort of a pattern that says, oh, every time this guy posts from here, it gets linked to from this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. You know, they're eventually going to catch on to that. So it's, you know, it's a tough situation. They are still very effective, but you know, and Google they actively search it out. I think it was Daryl who was talking about how, you know, he was actually at the Google offices and listening to those guys as they looked at some of these things that people were doing and kind of laughed because they're actually monitoring it directly, the individual people. So
yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Ray. I mean, I used to really be interested in SEO. I still am, but when it comes to the manipulation, I think PBMs are very obvious. Like you said, I think you could have a great network. It could be doing really well for you, but then as soon as it kind of gets taken down, that is your whole ranking strategy just diminished.
Right.
You know, as soon as Google sees that. But I used to. I mean, about 2 years ago, I used to use them to rank sites. And then back then it was kind of like saying there's no point doing them now. And then it's only recently that it again seems like a boom that this is the way to go down. But I mean, I've got an online magazine, and before that I used to always try and manipulate search engine rankings. But with my online magazine, it's all about just I rank really well for really in-demand keywords, and I just found that all to be natural. So collaborating with blogs and or just gaining natural links and updating with high quality content, and the rankings just come naturally that way.
Yeah, and I agree. And you know, the thing is, one of the more effective things out there, and I know some people might roll their eyes and go, oh, come on. But, you know, I mean, the social bookmarking stuff is actively something they're asking you to do. You know, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, put up a YouTube video. What's right under the YouTube video when you put it up? Buttons to all the social bookmarking sites, or most of the major ones, because they want you to share that content that way, and it can be very effective. And if you start to do that, and you get other people doing that, well, you're going to build up your own basic network of your products going out to all of these different bookmarking sites, and that can be very effective, and people will share it elsewhere. And I mean, I'm talking more about video than sites themselves, because I'm not a real big SEO person. But give them what they want, give them good quality product, and share it, and you're going to do okay.
Yeah, and I mean as well with sort of private blog networks, like you said, the aim isn't to generate traffic to them individual sites. Whereas if I went and collaborated with another blog that has, let's say, 20,000 visits a month, I'm kind of still getting traffic from that link. So I'm getting traffic that way. And like Ray says as well, with like the social bookmarks, you'll be getting traffic from people sharing it on Facebook and Twitter and sharing it across this kind of social network sites. You're going to be getting traffic that way as well. Whereas just a link on a private blog network doesn't generate any traffic. It's only there for rankings.
Well, that brings me to my next thought and question. We had Daryl Eves as a YouTube partner, which basically means he's like a Google proxy. And Ray talked to him, mentioned him earlier as we were talking about this story, because he actually gets invited into Google headquarters and he knows what's going on. And he's got an NDA with Google, so there's certain things he cannot reveal. But one of the things he did reveal on the program a couple of weeks ago was, if you're using the GSA search engine ranker or anything like that, quit doing it, because Google knows about it, and they're going to do something about it. And we've speculated that with the next Panda update coming by the end of the year, that they're going to hammer that. And and really what it comes down to is, if you've got a video with a couple hundred views and you've got 500,000 backlinks, they're going to frown on that. That's coming. But Ray, you're saying that the social, and this is where I was going to ask you, is what about backlinking strategies? And I think that the social bookmarks are obviously okay, because they encourage you to do it when you upload a video. I mean, they've got the links in there, the Facebook, the Blogger, the couple of Russian sites, Stumble Upon, Tumblr is huge, and then I still use some other things to create bookmarks. I'm thinking of Social Bookmark Commando and Tony Hayes' products. I mean, what do you think about that, Ray? I mean, I'm social book. I'm doing bookmarks. Is that cool?
I like social bookmarks, and like I said, you got to remember, especially now. Again, I'm talking more about YouTube here. So literally, you're ranking something that's on their website,
right?
So of course they love social bookmarks, because what's it doing? It's driving traffic to them. So anytime you can drive traffic to them, they're going to like that.
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it, and the fact that they put those buttons there just tells you, hey, we want you to share this out. So get it shared out there. Get people to like and share it, and send us traffic, because that's what they want. They want traffic so they can make ad revenue. So that's the way I see it.
Well, and that's
them, they're going to like it.
Yeah, well, and there's a huge difference between creating social bookmarks and using GSA, because GSA, you're putting that link out wherever you possibly can.
GSA is not about traffic.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, okay.
GSA is about building links so that the spiders see links and rank it higher.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference there. There might not be one single person that ever sees any of those links anywhere.
Except the guy that complains about the link you're putting on his blog, and I've got a few of those.
The guy's deleting it or whatever. But that's the difference. I mean, you're creating links for links' sake, not for actual traffic purposes, and that's the big difference with that. And it's been years that it works. But the funny thing is, and I think this is kind of a misconception. I don't know about you guys, but I always thought of there's like these machines that are figuring all these things out at Google and whatnot. But in reality, it's actual human beings whose job is to like take things down. And And I'm sure they get joy and glee out of finding something and going, aha, look what we found here. You know,
Yeah.
So I mean, you're not dealing with an unemotional machine that's just looking for patterns. You're dealing with people who get their paycheck and their joy in life out of destroying these schemes.
Destroying people's businesses. Yeah.
Well, not destroying their businesses, but destroying these different schemes and things. So I mean, it's different. I think that you have to really be careful because they'll go to. You don't think there's people in Google right now sitting on Black Hat Forum reading what these guys are writing and then following the trail? I mean, that's exactly what they'll do. They'll go to the Warrior Forum and see what people are saying.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely. Well, and one of the now, getting back to Daryl Eves, who was on the program a few weeks back, the two things that he recommended were get your stuff done within 6 days. You want to get your, start buying your views and do whatever you need to do within 6 days.
And let me clarify, by buying views, we mean promoted videos on YouTube.
Well, and that was going to, the AdWords views. And that was going to bring me to my next point because I've seen really good results with the AdWords views as far as rankings and stuff. Things that were probably fairly competitive are ranking well. And I've done the social bookmarks, but there's not a ton of those social bookmarks. I'm attributing a lot of it to the proper optimization and then those AdWords views.
And here's the other thing, too. We talk about ranking videos. I don't know about you, but do you care if your video's on page one, or do you care if you get phone calls or sales? Yeah. And by doing the AdWords views, you've got a targeted audience who are likely to buy stuff whether your video ever makes it to page one.
Well, and a lot of my stuff, though, Ray, is local marketing. So, I do care if it's on page one. But again...
Your client doesn't. They care about phone calls.
Well, or website traffic. Yeah, I know, I understand. But, we've seen that if it ranks better, they get more phone calls, because, with the I got to ask a dumb question. With the AdWords views, can you target down to the local level?
Absolutely.
See, I was just doing United States, so you can take it down to okay.
Yep. Yeah. Honestly, if you target it down to a small town in Iowa, you're probably not going to get any views because there's just not enough traffic. So you may want to start off by being pretty wide, get your views specifically for numbers' sake, then narrow it down afterwards for the phone calls.
Yeah, well, and with my, I'm thinking of one particular customer here in Omaha who is an accountant. Of course, it's not tax season yet, but we decided to start doing some stuff now, build up some of that authority. One of the things we did find is we stood up a bunch of things for her during the last tax season, and she's really starting to get the website hits now. And so we decided to start a little bit early. So it's probably not so bad that I did it broadly because it's getting a good number of views, but not a ton, if you know what I'm saying. It's taken a while.
Well, it's not meant to.
It's taken a while to hit the budget. It's maybe halfway there, and it's been up for a couple of weeks.
The way I see it is, if you're in a town of 5,000 people, and you put up a plumbing video, and it gets 10,000 views in a week.
Yeah. Something's wrong. Yeah.
Something's a
good video. That's a good video if you get that many views.
But I think what I need to do is come end of the year, because tax season starts essentially January 1st for a lot of folks, especially those who are self-employed. We probably need to buy some Omaha views. So, not
the way I see it with all this stuff is, just try to work with Google rather than against them. Is kind of the way I look at it is, don't think of it as how can I fool Google to get my stuff to page one, but how can I give them what they think people need so that they make me number one.
Well, and
I think that's the mentality that needs to change.
Well, and what I found is they're starting to give us the tools to do that, as opposed to us going out there and guessing at what they want and buying the tools. And I also found that the AdWords customer service is very, very good.
Yes, it is.
I was very happy with it. I was having some problems. I did a chat session, and finally the rep said, "Look, okay, I can understand why you're frustrated. Let me just take care of this, and I'll send you an email later on in the day, and I'll guarantee you that we'll get this running for you." And he just took it over and fixed it for me and sent me an email and said, "Okay, you're good."
Yep, I too have had that happen. So
I was very impressed by that.
Also, guys, I just want to jump in. While we're talking about video ranking, and Ray mentioned about getting that video shared on social bookmarks. I've been using a strategy to rank videos for only a couple of months now, and I share it within a webinar that I recorded. And basically, that was a way that I created a video, and I got people to share it through Twitter and through Facebook, et cetera, et cetera. So it was all natural. And basically, I ranked a video for a really competitive term. That term, I'll let you know the term. It was how to tie a tie. At the time when I launched the campaign, we were number 2, and my video only had like 3,000 views. Whereas if you search for that term, you'll see all the others have like 20 million, over 1 million views, all of these other videos. So, I mean, what Ray's saying I think is very important. I think it's all about the social aspect of it as well now. If YouTube sees that a lot of people are naturally sharing it, I think that will definitely increase your rankings. And I've done it with various different search terms after that, and it seems to be working very well.
And did you get people to share it just through your network of acquaintances and stuff, or?
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of a strategy that I use. There's a service that I use as well. It's not buying views, it's nothing like that. But it's very easy, and people will go and share it naturally on Twitter. They'll watch the video, they watch the whole of the video. It's all kind of natural, but it's a slight bit of manipulation as well. But it worked extremely well. So yeah, I think the way the videos ranked well wasn't because of the views that we had, because there wasn't a lot of views. I think it was because of how much it was shared socially.
Do you want to share the URL for the webinar, and we can put it in the show notes, or do you?
I mean, yeah, the webinar is actually one of the one-time offers on the product.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay. Well, let's talk more about that after we get done with the news of the week, then.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I mean, I just thought I'd jump in if you're talking about videos and social bookmarks. I thought they just fall in perfectly together. So yeah, I think Ray's definitely right on that one.
We'll dive in the deep end on that in a little bit here, then. Okay, this is from RealSEO.com. YouTube Analytics. It's a goldmine for creators and marketers who want to understand how the content they have created is resonating with viewers and subscribers. And, if you're on the dashboard all day, the slight delay in reporting of some of the viewing stats has been a bit frustrating. But they've rolled out the real-time analytics, which is perfect for monitoring a big-time campaign or just keeping an eye on video engagement as you upload and promote via your social feeds. Now, this story is on our Facebook page, at our fan page for the radio show, facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness. There is also a video that I posted today from Daryl Eves on how to use this, how to find it, how to use it. So the real-time analytics, that's huge, and that just rolled out within the last couple of weeks. Okay, this is from Search Engine Land. Google's structured snippets officially live in search results.
What?
I'm shocked. Let's see. Earlier this month, they were testing a form of knowledge graph data with the search results snippets, and now it's being officially confirmed by Google in their Google Research blog. Google calls these structured snippets, where Google will show snippets of data relevant to the query within the snippets of the search results.
Wow. I could have sworn everybody was panicking that they were getting rid of all that stuff completely.
Google says the data is powered by the... Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Google says the data is powered by the knowledge graph and other data sources. And they show some screenshots, which obviously we can't show you, but you can go to the fan page, and that article is posted there. The facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness.
Nice.
Okay, this is from Search Engine Watch. some device changes in Bing for, well, here, I'll just read it. Bing ads advertisers can no longer use separate campaigns for tablets, now part of the desktop campaigns. And, Ray, you and I talked about, how do they know? I mean, shouldn't a tablet be part of a desktop? I mean, as far as tracking campaigns and stuff, is that how? I mean, it's a bigger screen, so.
Yeah.
I
think it makes sense. Obviously there's some kind of in between stuff there, the really small tablets or the gigantic phones and things like that. But for the most part, yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, they're really two different mediums, I think, a tablet and a smartphone. I mean, even if the smartphone is gigantic, it's not a tablet. I mean, so, or is it? I don't have a smartphone, so.
You don't have your iPhone 6 Plus yet?
No, and now my two girls, my wife and my daughter, have iPhones, but they were not standing in line.
Camden.
I don't need a smartphone. Ray's heard this story a million times, but I don't travel anymore, and I'm so obsessive compulsive that I have a smartphone. I'm checking it like every 2 seconds, and I'm sitting in front of a computer all day anyhow. So I just want to get away from it. The downside to that is, I have to use my daughter's phone to see what's going on. Okay, let's see. This is from RealSEO.com. Last week, Oohlala issued its second quarter 2014 Global Video Index report, providing insights on the continuing evolution of multi-screen video consumption. The report highlights the rapid growth of mobile video consumption and the proliferation of premium, live, and long-form video on more screens. Its findings underscore the need for content providers to take advantage of new forms of big-time analytics and audience measurement to better understand online audience behavior, help guide strategies, and maximize revenue. This kind of ties into the real-time analytics, I think. As faster wireless networks are built around the globe, including Morgan, Utah, to provide higher bandwidth for smart devices, mobile viewership continues to rise. Mobile video viewing has more than doubled to represent 25% of all online viewing, increasing 127% year over year and 400% the last 2 years. Between February and June 2014, the share of all online videos viewed on mobile devices increased 6%, rising from 21 to 27%. As the amount of video available for mobile devices increases, Cisco forecasts that by 2018, 2018, mobile video traffic could make up 69% of the world's internet traffic, reinforcing the opportunity for content providers, broadcasters, and publishers to build business-sustaining revenue streams with digital video, particularly on mobile devices. And then the article goes on to say, this is just kind of a throwaway part of the article, but when it's raining out, people watch videos on PCs or desktops more than on videos. So I don't know.
Makes sense.
That's very true. Yeah.
So you got any news of the week, Ray?
Heck no. Let's move on.
All right. Well, then why don't we move on?
And now for something completely different.
Yes, and now for something completely different. We're going to step into the world of authority. And authority is something that, a lot of people have been talking a lot about over the last couple of years. My question, because obviously one of the big things lately has been, hey, let's stick the CBS and the NBC and the CNN logo above my head, and I will suddenly have authority. Until everybody has that, in which case then you won't have authority anymore. But
I was just going to do it just for fun,
I was going to put the Sesame Street logo and the...
I get a picture of Bozo the Clown.
But, no, in all seriousness, though, authority is a huge thing. Not only your own authority, building your own authority, but using the authority of others. And so that's what we wanted to talk with Paul about today, is about using authority. So, Paul, if you could tell us a little bit, how did you get into this whole area of building authority with others?
Yeah, no worries. So it was around 5 years ago. That's when I first started online. I left my job. I was selling physical products on eBay. So I used to sell clothing on eBay. I finally took the plunge, launched my own sort of online store, e-commerce, selling various products that I held in stock. And I kind of was very naive at the time. I thought you could launch a website and just have loads of visitors come to your website just naturally. I thought I'd retire within a year, but that didn't happen. I had no visitors whatsoever. I think the only person who visited when I launched was probably my mum and maybe my brother. So it's kind of like I was back to square one. I knew that SEO took time and all of that, and I kind of wanted to gain some quick traffic and to get some quick sales. So obviously I was looking into some old traditional marketing methods, and it was the whole, I'll get a celebrity to endorse one of your products. So I kind of looked into that route. So how can I get a celebrity to go to maybe like an event and say, I'm wearing this from such and such a website? Didn't have any luck with that, obviously, but then I just turned to YouTube. I thought about YouTube, and there's people on YouTube that have huge authority. They have a lot of channel subscribers. And I found a guy who was in the niche that I was in. He simply made videos in his bedroom. He was offering like style advice for men. And I think at the time he had sort of 50,000, maybe 100,000 subscribers. And I kind of just sent him a product. He created a video. I got him to create a whole new video recommending my website. And from that, I had a lot of traffic as soon as that video launched. I had a lot of sales, and even to this day, 4 years later, I still kind of get traffic from that video because it's still live, obviously. So as soon as I'd done that once and I saw how powerful that was, I kind of then just took it to another level. I tried it with different niches. I tried it to build email lists. I tried it to sell affiliate offers, and kind of just scaled it up. And it's really, really powerful once you get an authority to recommend something that you're promoting, because you get traffic, but it's very targeted traffic, as you probably know, Ray. It's real targeted traffic that converts.
Nice.
So yeah, that was basically how it stemmed, and I just kind of use it for every day now. Whether I want to build subscribers on the YouTube channel, I'll just find an authority, get them to run a campaign, get them to create a new video, recommending whatever it is I want to promote, and I kind of just siphon off their already established authority.
See, that's fantastic, and you know, I was kind of sitting here laughing a bit when you were talking about the clothing portion of things, because one thing that I was thinking about recently was, you know, when you're doing YouTube videos, hopefully you're wearing clothes. That's step one.
Hopefully. I mean, it might go viral if you don't.
Well, it's an absolute necessity for me.
Exactly. But you know, what is it? What does it say at the end of every television show? If you think about it, you know, Vanna White's wardrobe provided by so and so.
Yeah. And
I thought, you know, right now clothing is becoming a big issue in a lot of ways. I don't know about you guys, but everywhere I go, on every site, I get advertisements for the Trunk Club, for the 5'4 Club, et cetera, et cetera. And honestly, I'm about 99% of the way there of joining one of those two, because I'm hopeless when it comes to that kind of a thing. Honestly, you know, I'm being honest, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way.
You know, the fact that they're like, here's what you should be wearing, and we're going to send it to you, and we're going to send you the shoes, the pants, the shirt, the sunglasses, and everything, you know.
The concept is amazing. Yeah, I'm still within the niche. I have an online magazine related to kind of men's lifestyle, the way men dress, and I've done work with the Trunk Club before, and there's also a UK version called the Chapar. It's basically the same concept, but it's a really, really, really good concept. And like you said, if you don't know what you want, they kind of send you a trunk with all the stuff that you might want. It is amazing how that's come about.
But here was my thought with it is, if I'm going to be shooting videos, whatever it happens to be, how to use YouTube for your business, how to whatever, why not be wearing Trunk Club and have it say at the end, wardrobe provided by Trunk Club?
Exactly.
Why not, right?
Yeah. I kind of, when I used to sell clothing, I don't really do it anymore. I kind of branched out. So the first one I did was a guy who spoke specifically about what men should wear. And he sent, from one video, maybe only a few thousand visitors, but they really converted because it was very specific to what I was selling. But I've also then targeted musicians on YouTube, so the guys who do covers, and they've got, let's say, 500,000 to 1 million subscribers, and I've sent them clothing, and they've done exactly what you said, Ray. So maybe at the end of the video they've said, oh, this T-shirt is from this website, and they kind of link to my website. And I still got sales from that. I still got a lot of traffic from that. So yeah, it's a really good concept to use. But the more targeted I find that you can get it, the more specific to whatever it is you're promoting, the more it will convert.
And I actually, one other thing about that actually I think it fits right into this is, I actually used to do some work with a company that made fitness products. Mm-hmm. And, I used to tell them all the time, what we need to do is reach out to, and a lot of their stuff was for athletes like, mixed martial arts fighters, things like that, UFC fighters and things.
Yeah.
And I said, well, why don't we reach out to some of these guys that are doing videos about that and have them use the equipment in the video?
Exactly. That is the concept. Yeah. The thing that people get put off by is they think it's kind of like long term. They think you need to be someone to be able to do that.
Right.
But it's all about the way you position yourself, the way you get in contact with these people, the way that you negotiate with them to get them to create that video for you. It's very easy to do once you kind of know the steps. But that's the perfect example, Ray. That if you target someone like that, that's specific to whatever it is you're trying to sell or you're promoting, and they recommend it, you're gonna make money from that, definitely.
Nice. So, give us, if you could, give us a couple of other examples. You've talked about how you've used this for email opt-ins and
yeah.
for affiliate sales and product sales and things like that. Give us a few other examples of where this could be used for the average person who's maybe not the greatest list builder or not the biggest affiliate in the world.
Yeah, it can be used for anything. It's traffic at the end of the day. So, if you blog, it again can be used for that, to generate traffic to the blog. If you're an offline business, you can even use it to generate traffic to an offline sort of client page or something like that. It can be used for anything really, because it's all about the traffic. Rather than what you do with the traffic, it's more about how you generate that traffic.
Nice.
Now, one of the things you talked about, Paul, was using a service to get people to share your videos. Now, did you say that's going to be part of a webinar tomorrow? Was that
So what it was is I kind of opened this. Is it a bit loud?
No, I can hear you fine. Can you hear him fine, Ray?
Yeah, it sounds like a lorry.
I think it's your end, Steve. That airplane is taking off in your microphone again.
Oh, is it? Okay. Hold on. Let me.
Say the airplane's taking off in the
background. Yeah. Sometimes what I do is I put the microphone on mute, and then I got a fan running in my office. So when I turn it back on, it sounds like there's a 737 in my office.
It sounds like a lorry or something like that. Yeah. So no, what happened was I opened this strategy up to 25 people back in August, just before August. So I gave them the training that the traffic authority strategy is. And then what I did is they were all within like a private Facebook group, and then I opened up a webinar for just 10 people within that group. And the webinar was me answering questions about the traffic authority strategy. So I kind of showed them live on camera and helped them with their campaigns. And then also the main bulk of that webinar was how they can then become a YouTube authority, so how they can become a mini celebrity within whatever kind of industry they want to go in. And one of the sections of that webinar was, yes, ranking your videos And again, using that strategy that I said about getting shares to the video and getting it ranked that way. So that was the webinar, and then of course that is then I sold the places on that webinar was for $497, but now it's available at a lot less price, and it's going to be available when we launch tomorrow.
Okay. And Ray, are you going to affiliate that then, or?
Oh, of course.
Okay. See, I knew what the answer was before I asked the question, but so you'll be sending something out on that, Ray?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. We will be sending something out on that.
I'm intrigued. Yeah, this is very cool.
Quite excited by it, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Excellent.
But so let's head back a little bit on this now. For those who are thinking about, well, gee, will this work for me? This works for, we talked about list building, we talked about affiliate offers, you talked about your own products, but this will also work for things like CPA offers.
Yeah, definitely. I've used it for CPA offers. I've used it for simple CPA offers like enter your zip code.
Nice.
And it does work. I mean, again, it's just targeted traffic. So as soon as you can get traffic to an offer, and that's traffic that converts, it will work. So I mean, you can kind of send this traffic anywhere. In the course, I break it down into building an email list, into promoting affiliate and CPA offers, how to use it to sell your own products, and also how to use it to gain a social presence, so Facebook likes, Twitter followers. So they're the 4 sections, because the course is basically explained in 4 steps. But then if you want to use it to build an email list, there's more training on that, because you kind of have to tailor the way you approach these celebrities or these authorities. It'll be different. The way you approach them is different if you want them to promote an affiliate offer, if you want them to then say send traffic to an opt-in page, for example. So there's various different modules there that tailor to each campaign on however you want to kind of go about it.
How about local marketing? I'm really not an affiliate guy. So I don't compete against Ray in any way, shape, or form, although he wouldn't care if I did. But what I focus on is attorneys primarily, and just getting lead generation videos out there for them. Is this something that could work on that sort of level? What do you think?
I think it could. I mean, you'd have to be very, very specific with the campaign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're targeting people locally, I guess that's what you're doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you then found someone on YouTube who had great authority, but their subscribers were all over the world.
Well, one of the things I'm thinking of, let's use the attorney I'm working with in San Francisco. What we do is we, over time, keep standing up videos for tax attorney, and then we do the suburbs, which are, it's less competitive. We can get the videos up there. But then even in San Francisco, we can get something up there for best tax attorney San Francisco.
Yeah.
Now, I'm using tax attorney because primarily it's been, that hasn't, just as a kind of a side note here with testing that, because primarily I focused on bankruptcy, PI, divorce, and there's one other one that's not coming to mind, as opposed to tax attorney. So we'll see if this one works or not. But those types of traffic videos have worked fairly well for some segments. Possibly it could be a local authority, like somebody who writes a column in the newspaper or something like that.
Exactly. I mean, the strategy that I kind of teach is based around YouTube. But I still use this within, so say, my online magazine, which is kind of like a blogging platform. I use the same strategy for that, but instead of targeting people on YouTube, I'll target blogs or I'll target Facebook pages. And there's various authorities out there. So when it comes to offline, local, there'll be probably authorities within the local industry that you could definitely reach out to. And it depends on where. There might be some on YouTube, but if not, like you say, they might write a column or they might have a personal blog. And again, you kind of can just use their authority to siphon off to your client's website.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
So let me ask you this, what if you're in various industries, how would you go about finding the right person that can help you do this? Finding the right authority?
That's definitely it's kind of like the tedious part of the strategy, but it's also the most exciting part when you do find someone who's perfect for what you want them to do. I teach them how to find it through YouTube. So obviously, YouTube has good search filters. So the first step is to generate a list of keywords. The keywords aren't to rank with or anything like that. It's kind of just coming up with your own keywords to search for. And then you go ahead and you use them keywords to find different channels with a lot of subscribers related to the niche that you're promoting with. And then, you kind of just make a note of them and you get in touch with them. But again, the negotiation is the most important part. I always say do not ever message them through YouTube. I don't know if you have an opinion on that, Ray, but people on YouTube who have, let's say, 100,000 subscribers don't check their messages. Have you ever found that? Because, I mean, they get tons of spam. You get tons of spam, and as soon as an email comes in about maybe collaborating on something, they just, again, flag that up as spam, even if they do read it. But most of the time, they won't ever read their YouTube messages. So it's about finding different methods of contact and how you can contact them to kind of get them to create a video for you.
And not only that, but it's a bit of a pain in the neck, too, because, do you check the Google Plus one? Do you check the old-fashioned YouTube mailbox,
Yeah, exactly. And then also I use a software. I've only recently been using the software for about 6 months now. It saves me so much time. It's Track Expired by Mark Thompson. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I have, yes.
And what it basically does is you can search the keyword as you would on YouTube, but it brings up videos. It lets you know if it's got a link in the description, lets you know how many subscribers that channel's got. You can filter by subscribers. You can make it only show channels with over 10,000 subscribers related to that keyword. So that's kind of saves a lot of time as well.
Nice. And so, when we're talking about YouTube celebrities, obviously there are all level of celebrity on there.
Definitely, yeah.
From Brad Pitt doing his own YouTube videos to, just somebody who's famous for, I don't know if you guys are familiar with maybe like oh boy, now I can't even think of his name. His last name is Higa, and I can't think of his name, but he does these comedy videos, and he's very, very popular.
Exactly, yeah.
Who should you avoid? I mean, if you've got the ability to contact Brad Pitt, should you even bother?
No. I mean, it's better to target like a regular person. I mean, there's people out there, and I use them as an examples in courses who create videos on, let's see, gardening, for example. They just shoot amateur videos offering garden advice, and some of them have got over 100,000 subscribers. So although you might not class that as a celebrity, if you're promoting a gardening product or you're within that industry, that niche, they kind of are a celebrity because that's a huge following to have. So yeah, I mean, I kind of target the regular people who have a good subscriber base. Sometimes I've used people with over 1 million subscribers, and sometimes I've used people with just 10,000 subscribers. It all depends on how big the industry is, etc., etc. But a good example of that as well is, have you heard of the guy? I always say his name wrong. Is it PewDiePie? Have you heard of that guy?
Yes.
I mean, yes. I mean, he creates videos commentating over himself playing video games. And I can't remember his last subscriber count, but I also read somewhere that he makes an average, I think his net income is over $7 million, something like that.
Wow.
And I mean, just for a guy who creates videos playing video games. It's pretty crazy. And then also I know a YouTuber, a guy called Jim Chapman. He used to create videos and just like grooming advice for men. His fiance and his sisters are very big in the whole beauty industry, so they do the whole makeup tutorials. And Jim, he kind of just vlogs now, so he just lets everyone know what he's up to, and he's got nearly 2 million subscribers. But I know him personally, and he's just like a really down-to-earth guy who isn't business-minded as such. He didn't do this for for business reasons, and he's always open to opportunities as well. So you kind of want to avoid the people who are businesses, people who are kind of making a lot of money from their channel. You want to target the people who are just doing it for the passion, doing it for the interest.
Great. No, that's great to know. And you know, you think about it, that's really a lot more targeted anyway. I mean, if you've got a gardening product, why not, you know, talk to the person who has 1 million gardening subscribers? Why not talk to the, you know, if you're doing exercise, talk to the person doing exercises, et cetera.
Yeah. And I mean, someone asked me on the webinar about when you open the doors to release, won't it get too congested? Won't everyone be targeting the same people? And the way I said it is, there's, I don't know on average how many channels there are on YouTube, but I know there's a lot. And I said maybe go for a more specific niche. There's so many niches that I haven't targeted still yet after 4 years. If not, even if you went for like a broad niche, so let's say the weight loss industry, there's guys on YouTube who have millions of subscribers within the weight loss industry. There's also some who have just started and have got, let's say, 20,000 subscribers. They're still extremely valuable to use for these campaigns, the ones with 20,000 subscribers. Even if they create a video and that gets 2,000 visits within as soon as they launch it, even if 200 of them people click through onto your promotion, you're going to get them to convert. So I don't think that you can kind of tie it down at all.
Fantastic. And that's, you know, to me, that's really exciting. Because like I said, I've actually, you know, I've never done that, but I have suggested it to clients before, and for whatever reason, they've just never really, you know, followed through with the whole idea. But I always thought that was just a really great way to get people to pay attention. I mean, especially, you know, in that fitness niche, it just made perfect sense to me. You know, there were people that had what looked like news programs, you know, in that industry.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, my gosh, this is just the perfect opportunity to just have them, you know, mention the product for a second or something like that as a sponsor. And there's just so many great opportunities with that.
And the good thing about it as well is, the example I always say is the first campaign I set up, the guy promoted this scarf that I used to sell, and it was the most ugliest scarf you can imagine. I was very young at the time. I think I must have been drunk when I bought them in. But basically, it was a purple scarf, and this guy wore it in his video, and he recommended it. And he's got so much authority over this amount of people that everyone kind of just listened to what he said. People said, "Okay, this looks really good because he said so," and then they kind of went and bought it because they kind of listened to whatever this guy says because they're so influenced by him. So I think that's where it works very, very well.
Nice. So that's fantastic. And then, you know, the other question I would ask too, and I don't want to, you know, take too much out of the training at this point in time, but you know, how do you typically go about doing that once you have the product? Like in this case, you know, you mentioned the scarf, so the guy actually literally wore the scarf and actually mentioned it. Is it vital that you actually have them kind of stop and talk about it, or can it be more of a background sort of deal?
So you mean the way they sort of pitch the product, the way they pitch?
Yeah. For instance, can he just be drinking a can of Pepsi, or does he need to, you know, hold the can up and say, "Hey, look, I'm drinking Pepsi"? No,
I mean, as long as there's a link in the description or as an annotation, and they kind of mention it or maybe show it, that's all that kind of matters. I mean, the ones that I always have had a success from, it hasn't just been like an obvious endorsement. Kind of, they'll create a content video. So the scarf one was about how to wear accessories in the summer, for example. And he kind of then just tied it in. He was like, "I found this really cool site. Go check it out." So he kind of done it that way. I also show them the obvious strategy that you've obviously heard as well, is just get links to whatever it is added to existing videos. I don't personally use that. It's an option. But that's another option people can use. But I prefer to get a good channel authority to create a whole new video. recommending the product some way or whatever it is I'm promoting.
Nice. And so, how if you're an average person doing this, so if, in other words, if I'm starting this tomorrow and I jump in there and how quickly can I get this up and running, and what can I expect out of it as far as results?
Results-wise, there's a lot of screenshots and a lot of proof on the sales page. I've made some really good results from it, and even the 25 people that I opened the doors to early, they've seen some really good results with it too. It's very easy to set up. I try and simplify it as much as possible, so it's kind of broken down into 4 steps. The most important step is the kind of negotiation. So how you get these people to create videos for you and how you get them to kind of recommend whatever it is you're trying to make money from. And that, without going into too much detail, that's all about kind of the way you position it and what you offer them and how you kind of tailor the campaign to that. You kind of need to make it sound like there's more in it for them than it is for you. So that's kind of the way that I go about it. And there's kind of templates that you can use, but I always suggest that you kind of personalize them as well. That's basically, it's broken down into the 4 steps, and then they can kind of find out exactly what to offer them. If they want to use it to build an email list, there's various options that you can use. If they want to use it to promote affiliate offers, which is probably the most simplest way if you want to make money from the strategy quick, is just to find an affiliate offer and get someone to promote that affiliate offer for you. And again, I'd kind of break that down and show them how to tailor that approach to the strategy. So it's kind of all broken down into a really simplified course.
What it sounds like the real work comes in is just finding somebody. I think the word you used was tedious.
Yeah.
It's really like prospecting for new business, isn't it?
I know, but it sounds, even after doing it for a while, it sounds not very exciting, but it kind of is exciting. I kind of still search. I was looking at like the dog training niche the other day, and there's people on there who offer videos related to training dogs, and they've got nearly 200,000 subscribers. And this guy was just like a regular guy who made videos in his garden off like a digital camera, didn't really monetize his channel, and it kind of gets you a bit excited of how much potential that you could have from kind of teaming up and getting this authority to promote it for you. So although it's tedious, it kind of, once you find a few gold mines, it kind of gets a bit exciting to know the potential from it.
Sure. Yeah.
And I've actually, in the past, I've done the other strategy, which is, the find the popular video and ask them to put the link and all that kind of stuff. And it actually does work fairly well. Yeah. The biggest problem I had was exactly what you said, which is finding people that will respond. And of course, at the time we were using the YouTube inbox system, and you'd send it out to 50 people, and maybe one person would get back to you, and you'd start talking to them, and then they'd disappear. And
exactly. And
the strategy would work if you could get that far.
Yeah, and the other disadvantage of doing it that way is you're not gaining anything from the whole authority. So I kind of push them to find a channel owner and then collaborate with them and get them to recommend your promotion. Because what you're doing is you're then kind of piggybacking off their authority. So as soon as they release a video with your link included, if they have 100,000 subscribers, obviously then 100,000 people thereabout get notified of this video. So very quickly you'll get tons of people looking at the video because this celebrity that these people follow has just released a new video. They'll go and watch that video, they'll click on the link, and you get traffic faster that way. Whereas when you just add it to an existing video, you kind of just have like a steady line of traffic, and it's not as targeted either. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
It's kind of like you get that spike of traffic. Mm-hmm. So as soon as that video is released that has your link to whatever it is you're promoting, you have a spike of traffic, and then it kind of slows down as all of them subscribers then watch it. But then after weeks, after months, years, you're still getting traffic because that video is obviously still live. But it's not as much as when they first released it.
Yeah, it's got some legs, but it's faster out of the gate. Yeah.
But then that's when you then launch another campaign to then get another spike of traffic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the good thing as well is once you've found someone and you've set up a campaign with them, there's no harm in them contacting them a few months later with another offer, and then getting them to create another video. I've used the same guy 3 times, and once was to promote my own products, the other time was to build an email list, and the other time was to kind of get Facebook likes. So once I had that relationship with him, I can then kind of get him to create more videos.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. You got that relationship there with them. It's a lot easier to get them to do more stuff, and it costs you a lot less money because you don't have to go out and find them again. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Now, the big question I would ask is, how prevalent is this right now? Now, obviously, people ask you, well, gee, when you open the doors, is everybody going to be asking the same person? And I wouldn't expect that. But how prevalent is this right now? Are people already doing this kind of thing quite often, or is it still something that, when you go to somebody, they've probably never done this before?
Businesses that are doing it. So obviously, like Jim, for example, the guy who's got 1.5 million subscribers, he's always getting business inquiries about recommending products on videos and product placements. Like you said, he'll be wearing like a pair of sunglasses from a specific brand, and they're paid for that. But it's just a regular person, so it's not just some 70-year-old marketer who wants to make a little bit of money from home. They kind of give up very easily because I believe that it's been taught wrong. So obviously it's been taught to just add a link to an existing video. And then the way you get in contact with these people, the way that you negotiate with them, that's been taught wrong as well, because when they don't get any replies, they kind of give up on the strategy altogether. So I believe that there isn't that many people doing it right now, and I don't think it would get congested either, because the amount of scope there is out there.
So if you're interested in getting involved in something like this, again, Ray is going to offer this as an affiliate product. If you're on his email list, you'll get an email on that, as you know you will.
Yes, you will.
If you're not, we always joke Ray sends out 20 emails a day. Okay, I'm just kidding. But if you're not on his email list and you still want to get in the loop on this, you can join the Ray's Mastermind group, which is facebook.com/groups/online video marketers, and just go ahead and apply. Just say you want to join, and Ray or I will let you in, as long as you don't belong to like 2,000 groups already.
Yes.
Or
if your name's Tammy, then you get kicked out.
Yeah, if your name's Tammy Patzer, you get kicked out. By Frank.
That's an inside joke, folks, and no, that's not an attack on Tammy. It's a joke.
By the mythical Frank Johnson.
Yes. If your name's Frank Johnson, you will not be allowed in.
This is a long story, but it was
anyway.
Yeah, we'll move on.
And also, if you go to the radio group as well, the Facebook page for the radio group, we'll also put it up there as well.
Yeah, that's right. Which is the facebook.com/video marketing madness. And we keep adding fans there all the time. We add a handful every week, Ray, which isn't too bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
I don't even think I go there very often. So
well, thanks. I appreciate it. Of course, really, you don't have to go there very often. It's hopefully going to show up in your feed because you're engaged with it. So yeah, that's the theory, at least. Well, this has been great. Talk about, and this is one of the reasons I like doing the show, and I've said this before, but I get exposed to new ideas like this and meet people like you, Paul. This is oh,
something happened.
Yeah, something happened. Was that me?
Sure.
Paul, you there?
Hear me?
No.
You hear me still?
Well, we can hear you a little bit. There's something going on. We're hearing some weird.
How about now? No, that was the cord to my microphone. Yeah, I guess.
Still, am I still in this? still here?
Yes, you are still with us. Woo! I have had something loud. There's Paul. I can hear Paul now. So.
Oh, excellent.
How about me?
Hey, there's Steve. All right.
Yeah, I had to unplug my mic and plug in my headset. You know, the expensive Yeti mic just crapped out on me. I think it's the cord.
You know what it is, and I love the Yeti. So if you're looking for a microphone, do not think that we're saying not to get it, because it is a beautiful microphone. But there is a flaw in the design where if you push that microphone forward and backward on the little swivel base, it'll actually bend and destroy your USB input on there and ruin your cable. So you have to be very careful with that, because I've ruined a couple by doing that. It'll just bend it right in half and cause all sorts of issues. So
I'm using a cheap headset now, which sounds about the same, you know. But,
sadly, yes, it does.
Yeah. And I always keep that right next to the computer, just in case. So
yes, well,
it paid off today. So
what we're saying is, it's always exciting to have people on here that have these new ideas like this, because this is something that, obviously we get a lot of people on here who will say, oh yeah, I'm going to teach you how to rank a video, or I'm going to this is so different. It's such a different concept, and one that, like I said, in the past, I've done something kind of similar, if you can call it that, but in your course, it is much more of a, I think the word would be like much more of a business plan than it is just hey, here's a neat little trick, send a bunch of emails to people on YouTube.
Yeah.
This is something that you can really put your time and invest in to really make a difference in what you're doing. And so I'm really excited by that. And I'm excited for the opportunities that everybody will have to really try this out, because I think it can be a very big part of a marketing plan, especially for those of you who are helping other businesses sell their products. I think this could be huge for something like that. So, Paul, we appreciate and applaud you for this particular product.
Thank you for the kind words, definitely.
Like I said, I'm excited, and again, tomorrow this will be coming out, so we will definitely be giving you guys information on that, but you can also keep abreast of what's happening with that by heading on over to the Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness, and you'll learn more about that.
Yeah.
So, Paul, any parting words you have for all of our faithful listeners this week?
Just thank you for listening, and just keep being persistent. I mean, that's what I always kind of tell people, especially I do some lecturing as well in London. I always just say, just take action on it. You can't kind of get anywhere different in life without taking action. So I know it sounds a bit cheesy, but it's very, very true.
Well,
that's kind of like the way I always look at things.
I always like to use the baseball analogy. You got to put on the uniform and step up to bat every day.
Yes.
Because only the best hitters hit 300. They only the legends only put bat on ball a third of the time. So it's so important to be persistent and to do that every day, and that's really what separates people who are successful from the unsuccessful, because otherwise you're just relying on luck. And this way you create your own luck. Can you, Ray? Do you have a tip of the week?
I sure do.
Paul, can you stick around for Ray's tip of the
week?
Okay, well let's go ahead and tip of the week with Ray, the video guy.
Yes. So the tip of the week this week, and we've talked about some YouTube tools before that are free that you can get your hands on. Well, one tool that I wanted to mention that I haven't really mentioned before, and this deals with getting keywords, because quite frankly, for those of you who are doing any sort of keyword research for Google or YouTube, you'll know that they've changed their keyword programs to be the keyword planner now and the display planner. And quite frankly, they don't give us the what we want anymore, I don't believe, at least not for the purposes that we're talking about. Obviously, those are tools meant for advertising and not for just finding out what a good keyword is. So what I wanted to give you was a keyword tool that will help you not only with Google, but with YouTube. And this tool is called Keyword Tool. Great name, right?
Yeah.
And you can find it at keywordtool.io. And once inside there, you can choose Google or YouTube and do some keyword research. So just put in your keyword, and they will give you a bunch of other suggestions that you could use for your titles, tags, and descriptions. So again, that's at keywordtool.io, and then just choose Google or YouTube right at the top and put in your keyword.
And it's a free keyword tool.
It is free.
Yeah, as all of Ray's tip of the weeks are.
So far, yes.
So far. We may get into some paid ones.
Next week's tip will be to send me $5 through the mail. So
that's right. And Ray will be eternally grateful.
That's right.
In return.
Good karma. You will receive good karma. How to receive good karma?
Yeah, just send $5 to Ray, the video guy, Morgan, Utah.
There you go.
All right. Well, it's the online marketing radio show, Video Marketing Madness with Ray, the video guy. Our guest today has been Paul McGregor, and he's been talking about how to gain authority on YouTube by getting celebrities to make money for you, by doing videos for you. And Ray's going to roll this training course out tomorrow. And if you're on his email list, you'll get an email about it. If not, just go ahead and fan us on our fan page at facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness. He'll post it there. And today's show made possible by Vid Summit 2014. Come and join us on October 9th through the 11th in beautiful, hopefully still sunny, Los Angeles. And great thing is, Steve, as you already know, all you have to do is fly into LAX and walk right over to the hotel, and you don't need a car or anything, as far as we understand. At least I hope not. Otherwise, I'm going to be walking quite a bit. But I believe it's right outside the airport, so you can walk right to it. What you're going to get is you're going to get some of the top video marketers and YouTube marketers all talking about your favorite subjects on YouTube and video. So like I said, Daryl Eves will be there, and David Walsh, and Gideon Shalwick, and Casey Zeman, and James Wedmore, and myself, and a few others as well. And sorry if I'm missing anybody. Of course, you can also get to meet Steve, and you'll get to meet Mike Stewart, the person that we had on last week on the show. So you get to meet a lot of people that you may have wanted to meet in person. Well, now's your chance. So check it out by heading over to vidsummit.com/Ray. And you can actually walk to the hotel from the airport?
I certainly hope so. That's what I'm counting on. So I'll have to double check. But you know it's right there. So.
They got a shuttle, by the way.
Yeah, they probably have a shuttle.
Yeah, so just in case, because LAX is kind of a mess. But
yeah, you don't have to rent a Ferrari or anything, which is good. So.
Oh dang. No, actually I'm doing this rather inexpensively. I got free tickets. Ray's going to bunk with me so we can split the room. We got separate beds. You can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness and get plenty of useful tips and news of the week, and also information on Paul's course when it comes out tomorrow. So,
indeed.
So, all right. Well, hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next week.
Yeah, on another.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem, Paul. We enjoyed it. This was very exciting. It's always exciting to hear new ideas, and I think you stated it very correctly when you said it's, a lot of other people have tried this. It's just the courses were not taught correctly, and so this course is taught correctly. You need to make a commitment of your time to it, but it could be huge for you, especially if you're an affiliate marketer.
Definitely,
absolutely.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Let's ring her out with the Ray the Video Guy jingle.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fast. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.